We live in a world where everything has to be perfect. Perfect routines, perfect productivity, perfect lives, perfect beauty. And I believe this for many, many years. After burning out a couple of years ago, art was the only thing that made me feel present again. So I decided to do this 30-day art challenge to basically try different types of mediums and see which ones I enjoyed the most and which ones I didn't. And I didn't want it to be about perfection, about managing to do everything perfect or really succeeding or making something look beautiful. I just needed to see if I would really enjoy it or not. When I was younger at school, I was graded on my art projects. So if something I did that I liked was graded badly, I thought, I'm bad at it. And this is something that I kept going throughout the years. I always believed, well, if I'm not good at something, why would I even start? Because if I can't sell it, or if someone's not going to say, oh my God, I love it, or if someone didn't give me this praise of like, oh, you did really great at this piece, why do I even start? And this is such a horrible way of thinking. And I'm so glad that it's gone now, but this is what I was brought up with. So that's why I wanted to try 30 different things to see which one fit me. Now, let's get to what my expectations were about this project because I believed, and I'm a dreamer, so I believe things are going to be much better than they actually are. Um, I believe that everything would be super easy. I would find 30 ideas, no problem. I can find 30 ideas, no problem. I could do 30 pieces of art, no problem. I can do 30 pieces of art. Oh, I can edit 30 minutes. I can edit 30 videos. It's no problem. That's so easy, no problem. So, yeah, this is how I thought at the beginning. And, reality slapped me in the face a couple of times whilst doing this project. When you think of the number 30 in your head, okay, it's not that much really. But, I didn't think of it twice. But once you start thinking of 30 different mediums and ideas that you want to try, it was actually took so much time. At the beginning, I enjoyed it, but then I started doubting, like, oh, actually, do I have the skills to do this? Or do I have the mediums? Or maybe I need like a machine that I don't have, or a sticker book or something like that. So I had to really tone down like the things that I wanted to do and really find, okay, 30 things that some are hard, some are easier, so I don't burn out throughout this whole process. Because, if you do 30 different really difficult art styles, it's going to be really hard to feel motivated every time you do it and you're not happy with the results. Step 2, the filming. Right. When you're in the flow, you have to keep remembering, I need to change the camera angle because if I have just one angle, people are going to get bored. So, people need this attention, move all this time, like all the time. This is how you create content that people want to watch, apparently. And I had to constantly move the camera, which was also getting me out of the flow all the time. I didn't expect that to tire me out, but I just wish I had more cameras and we could film at the same angles. But, maybe in the future when I'm rich or I have money to spend on this kind of stuff, then I'll do it. But otherwise, it felt like it was, taking my energy out. And then the last part, the editing was, oh my God, the editing was so painful for me because I was done with all the exciting creative projects and now the admin had to come in. I had to video edit every single video and it took 1 hour to 2 hours per video. And I was also trying to edit long form videos. So I was doing like basically, it could be 2 to 4 hours on one episode, which help. It was so, so tough. But I managed to keep going, even though sometimes I really wanted to give up by doing different things that I'm going to explain later. So this was the hard part. On top of this, I'm quite a social person, so I have a quite social life. I travel a lot. I have a lot of people coming visit me. My partner lives in a different country. My family lives in another different country. So you can see that I'm like always busy. Plus it was Christmas season, so there's a lot of more family events. I didn't even take a holiday break throughout that time. So I work full time as well. So I had to find the slots in midst of these things. So the project dragged out, which is not good for people with ADHD because the further you let it drag out, the harder it is to finish. And I really felt that towards the end, but I did it. I fucking did it. So, oops, sorry. Not supposed to say F words. Now, what did I learn from this project? Motivation comes and goes. So don't rely on motivation because sometimes I really didn't have it. It was not there. I relied on discipline, which is something very new for me because I don't think I ever had the self-respect to have discipline in the past. But now I respect myself. I respect the person I have become. So this is something that I told I was going to complete. So I was going to do it for myself. not for anyone else. And this really, really helped, because in those days where I really was exhausted by editing, I would say, okay, you know what? I'm just going to do 1 hour, 30 minutes, 15, I don't care, just something to keep me going, to move me a little bit further along. It really helped me, because sometimes it was just too much and I just needed to feel like I did something so that I was not hurting my future self by adding more work to her workload. So this is the first one. Don't rely on motivation, rely on your discipline. Now, the second thing that I learned is that I don't struggle with ideation. So ideation is where my strengths are. I love coming up with an idea and the idea behind everything. And I love dreaming. And this was the easy part for me. What am I going to do? How am I going to complete it? Great. The plan is not super realistic, but this is a tiny little thing that we don't have to look at. But pressure knocked me down, because this is a project for me, right? So I'm only doing this for myself. And still, what I found was that the pressure that I put on myself was destroying me, because I would be like, I need to finish like 2 hours tomorrow. Otherwise what? Nothing. But otherwise, and so I would be stressing out about the fact that I had to work on this, even though I didn't really didn't feel like it. I was so exhausted, and I kept doing this. So luckily, my partner was really helpful with this, to help me calm down, and to help me be kinder to myself, and to just say, like, why don't you push this date a bit further up? Because I had set a date of when I was going to post the first video. And then I was worried that if I posted, then it would give me so little time to finish the rest of the video. And so my partner just kept on being like, why don't you push it another couple of days? Why does it have to be the start of the month? Why don't you just post it in the middle of the month? So all these things that I had set as expectations for myself, and this performance, like, oh, if I don't do it like this, then it's not going to be good enough. Like, this is what I was trying to fight, and for some reason it kept coming back. So it was very interesting to see this. And I realized that I have this issue now with performance. So now I'm trying to be much kinder when I'm making videos, or when I'm putting a project in my mind, that, okay, even if I don't complete it at this time, it's okay, because I'm my own boss right now for this project, not at work, but for here in this space, it's only me that dictates things. So why am I making it hard for myself? Make it easy. Come on. And the last thing that I learned was about self-trust, because I was able to trust myself into completing a project that, sometimes I really struggle with. I struggle to finish something that I've started. And this project was a proof to myself that I can do this. And for me, this is everything, because self-respect is the most important thing that I've learned in the past few years. Respecting myself enough to say no to people, respecting myself enough to do things that are good for me and good for my health, respecting myself enough to eat healthy because I know this is good for me. These are things that I didn't have in the past and that I now have. And me completing this project is respecting myself enough to have the discipline to do something that I wanted to do and finish it and see it through to the finish line, which I usually, I give up, because in the past I didn't respect myself. So I thought, oh, might as well just, doesn't matter anyway. And now I did it. So for me, this is a huge win, really, really huge win. And I'm super proud of my achievements. It might not seem like a lot to people, but for me, it's huge. And I'm even thinking, like, maybe the next project should be completing all the projects that are taking up dust in the corner somewhere. Like, I have a cupboard full of projects that I should finish that I've just not done. And like all the materials that I bought for it that are just like, please use me. But I'm like, no, not yet. So maybe this should be my next round. So if you're thinking of trying to do this 30-day art challenge and you wanted to find out if this is for you or if you can complete it, yes, you can. For sure you can. Just make sure that you look after yourself throughout it, that this is for you, that you're doing this for yourself. I say for you, but for you. Because this is what's the most important. You're the only thing that's going to keep yourself going towards the end. It's not going to be people being like, yay, well done on your video. It's not going to be that, because that comes and goes. So you need to be reliant on yourself and do it out of respect for yourself. And just make sure that you manage your energy. You can take as much time as you want or as little time as you want if you want the harder challenge. But I would recommend doing it so that you can still, live a normal life, because it can become quite, it can take over everything. So just be careful with that. So There's a lot more things that I want to do with this channel, and I have a lot of great ideas, but I just need the time and the space to do this. But in the meantime, if you could drop me a follow or subscribe or give me a comment or whatever, it really helps with keeping the platform going, because, I'm still putting in the hours. So it'd be lovely, not for you to pay me anything, but for YouTube to pay me something. Yes, my plan is for big tech to give me the money, not the individuals. The individuals can get free stuff. And this is what I'm planning to do. I'm going to try and create free content for people to have, whilst I get the big bucks. Well, the big bucks. I get like €1 every couple of months from YouTube. Thank you so much for supporting me and for watching. It's the end of the video. It has to be, because I'm starting to slurt my words. That's it. Bye bye.